Yeah. You know what it is? Another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. We about to get it in. We got a lot we're going to talk about today, man. We're going to talk about getting money. We're going to talk about getting in great shape. We're going to talk about getting ripped. Let's start the show. What up? It's your man, Big Brandon Carter. It's another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. You know what it is? I don't know why it sounded like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen, guys, man, I am your host. Oh, no, this is episode 236. Goddamn, we've been doing this. 236. All right. And I am your host, Big Brandon Carter. King Keto, the king of ketosis, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio, or the Southside Savior. And I'm not alone, man. I'm not alone, never alone. I'm also joined by the best producer in the game. All right. The homie Nemo. What up, man?
Appreciate
the beast from the Middle East.
Let's go. 236.
Come on, man. Doing this shit. And if that weren't enough, in the other room, we got Minovia. You know what I'm saying? She's manning the chats. You know what I'm saying? She's kicking out all the trolls, the haters, bitch niggas, motherfucking retards. Can you say that on YouTube?
I can tell you, by Thursday.
Damn, now the algorithm. Now I'm subject to a matrix attack. She's kicking out everyone who talks shit, and more importantly, she's reading all your super chats. So if you need a super chat, you're gonna get a big booty Latina to read that shit out loud, man. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? She'll read whatever you write in the super chat within reason. Don't write nothing to get either one of us banned. Don't write no shit that's gonna get me kicked off the tube. And don't write no shit that's gonna get you kicked out of this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Also, man, we got some sponsors. Nima, did you know that?
I did not know. I'm very excited to learn more about them.
Yeah, man, we got some sponsors, man. For one, all right. So here's the thing. For a limit, I'm opening up a few spots for one-on-one coaching with me. Y'all know that's how I made my first $1 million online coaching. So if you want to do one-on-one online fitness coaching with me, if you want to get in shape before Thanksgiving, you got to get in shape before Thanksgiving. You know why? Because motherfuckers, you know why, Nima?
Why?
Because motherfuckers get fat over Thanksgiving. Yeah, y'all ain't have Thanksgiving in Iran.
I started doing it like with my
this whole shit
family.
is new to you.
It's just,
this whole shit is new to you, man. Y'all ain't have Thanksgiving because y'all ain't have pilgrims. And y'all, you had some. You might have had some Indians, but they was dots, not feathers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And that's cool. I fuck with them. My homie, shout out to my nigga Mahinder from the South Side. He got an arranged marriage. Hey man, gotta keep the hoes in place, man. You gotta keep the hoes in their place. Anyway, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, right. You gotta get in shape before Thanksgiving. Because motherfuckers get fat in Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving to Christmas, that's the fat season. That's the fat season. That's when motherfuckers start getting fatter and fatter and fatter, right? And then they get so fat. New Year's resolution, man. Don't wait till then, man. If you get in shape before Thanksgiving, now when you at the functions, because there's gonna be a lot of Thanksgiving and Christmas functions. If you're the only one who's not fat, you gonna get all the pussy. Come on now. Come on now. So you want me to help you get in shape so you can get all the pussy? Fill out the application. Links in the description. One-on-one coaching. I can only take on so many people because it's really like one-on-one coaching with me. But you know, if you think you got what it takes, go ahead and fill out the application. All right, we got one more sponsor. Yeah, we got one more sponsor. Now, here's the thing. There's a few things you guys gotta stop doing. One, you gotta stop being fat. All right, we've established that. But you also gotta stop fucking ugly bitches, man. At least stop getting them pregnant. You guys gotta stop getting ugly bitches pregnant. It's not fair to the baby. You know what I'm saying? The first thing he sees is this fucking monster. Imagine. First time you see the light and you got this ugly hoe looking at you, right? And then she shove a titty in your face. Ain't nothing worse than an ugly titty than a titty on an ugly bitch. Shit, their breastfeeding is not even consensual. He's just doing it. He's doing it because he's forced to. He has no recourse. The baby we talking about. But you do, brother. You do have recourse. The problem is some of these ugly hoes be catching you at the wrong time. When you like super, they catch you the right ugly bitch does the right thing to you at the right time. You might fuck ugly bitch. Next thing you know, you got ugly kids. Yeah, I'm gonna help you out with that because me and Nima have been working on a product. Yeah, this is called Thought Repellent. Thought Repellent is the easy to apply spray to keep the hoes away, right? Because ugly bitches be sometimes the biggest thoughts, right? Because they need validation, because they ain't never had validation their whole life. Motherfuckers, kids been throwing rocks at them growing up. Do y'all do that? Why are you laughing? That started where you from? Stoning hoes and shit. Y'all used to stone hoes. Y'all used to stone hoes. You mean to tell me if you caught a bitch being a prostitute in the Middle East, y'all didn't used to stone them?
Yeah.
We don't have to stone them anymore. Now we can just repel them with Thought Repellent. Easy to apply spray to keep the hoes away. All right. It's genetically engineered to only affect the DNA of thoughts, sluts, hoes, skanks, skeezers, Jezebels, scallywags, and hood rats. All right. Scallywags and hood rats. All right. Now, we want to have this out within the next. We're about 2 weeks away from having this out. We're about 2 weeks away. You know what I'm saying? My homie Benjamin told me that they're about. Yeah, he's one of our investors, Benjamin. He told me that we're about 2 weeks away from having this out to the public. All right. But we need your help. All your super chats go towards development of Thought Repellent so we can get this to the market, man. And we need to get it fast. Because you know what it is? You know what happens in winter? Motherfuckers start. It's cuffing season. Winter's next. Summer, fall, winter. Every year. Every year. It's like that. And you know it's coming, right? You don't want to get cuffed up. You know, winter's the cuffing season. This is when motherfuckers get a boo and shit. And you got to dump that bitch in spring. But you need someone to fuck in the winter, right? You don't want to be stuck fucking an ugly bitch in the winter or a thought in the winter. We want to help you with that. So all your super chats go toward development of Thought Repellent. And I think some heroes have already contributed to the fund. Let's acknowledge them.
We have Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
Gymnasium Jesus. Let's go, baby. Let's talk about the money. I just made my first coach sale last night. Super pumped.
Hey, shout out to you, brother. That's what's up. Made his first money as an online trainer. If you want to learn how to become an online trainer, we got 10 commandments in the description. I have a free ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. The link is in the description. Go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Start getting money like Anthony. Let's go. My man got disposable income. He had $4 extra. You know what I'm saying? What up, man?
Oh man. CK says, BBC, got me through losing my brother to heroin, my mom to cancer, my girl leaving me, and then getting hit by a car. Can you stop?
No, I'm not laughing. I'm just like, that's a lot of, that's a series of unfortunate events.
I was bedridden with pain and fat. Now in the best shape of my life and rich as F.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's give my man a round of applause. Shout out to UKC. I wasn't laughing. It was just like, that was a lot of turmoil to go through in sequence.
No, you wasn't laughing. It's just you kept moving back, and then I started laughing, and then now I sound.
That's because you ain't got no heart.
Maybe.
Because you can't empathize with my man Casey. Shout out to him, though, man. He overcame it. You know, best shape in his motherfucking life. Let's go.
Well, he's doing well. Okay.
Yeah.
We have Steven.
Oh, Steven's back. Classic Steven, looking like A-Rod. Right? Am I tripping, or does he look like A-Rod?
I was doing the free baller mindset course and it stopped working. Something is wrong with the link. Can we get it back, please?
Yeah, I've heard that recently.
But I get notifications. But I'm getting actually the notifications that people.
I think we moved it to WAP.
It is on WAP.
Oh, okay. So it's on WAP.
It is on WAP. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, actually, the link. There's a link in the description. That one will take you to the WAP. I can double check right now. Yeah. But yeah, it's on the WAP.
Yeah. There you go.
Sure,
there you go, player. Let's get it. Yeah, that's a fantastic course, isn't it? That's some good shit, you know. All right, yo, those are super chats. Listen, guys, we need your help. We got to get thought repellent out to the public. All right. Now, there's a lot of things we want to talk about today. A lot of things we handle. Again, listen, guys, if you want to get in the best shape of your life, and you want me to coach you through it, one-on-one coaching with Gymnasium Jesus, click the link in the description. There's an application form in there for you to hit up. All right. It ain't free. But man, I thought you was gonna take time out of your life to coach me one-on-one for months for free. Yes, I can't give it to you for free, man. Because in my experience, rich guys only do shit for free for pretty girls. You want me to treat you like a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. This ain't that type of party. We don't do that over here, man. Stop being fruity. There's only one person I treat like a pretty girl. Man, my girlfriend's typing some dumb shit right now. Who's the pretty girl? Who's the pretty girls? You feel like, goddamn, nigga can't even make a joke.
That's not what I wrote. That is not what I wrote. I said you treat girls super sweet, so therefore this is going sideways.
I just assumed it was some bullshit.
That is wild disrespectful. Can we get into a segment? Jesus.
Hey, me more. You know.
Dime.
Me gusta tu culo. All right.
Jesús Santísimo, ¿por qué tú nunca dices algo más bonito? Siempre tiene que ser de la nalga.
Yo, this ain't Modern Family, all right? You gotta speak. You gotta speak that shit hella slow when you talking to me. Spanish is my second language. All right, it's not my first language. You were speaking Spanish before you could talk. It ain't fair if you go that fast. Before you could walk. I mean, growing up in the slums of Dominican Republic, you know what I'm saying? Showering in the river and shit, you know?
Yo, what? I was born and raised here.
Well, yeah, that's a story we're gonna tell when ICE shows up, right? But I know the truth.
And now, why would they show up?
Listen, let's get into the segment. You know what I'm saying? I got some stuff. Let's talk about how to become a strong man. So I want to talk about the 5 things you need to become a strong, powerful man, right? These are the 5 habits you need to. I'm gonna start that over. I want to talk All right, I'm gonna talk about the 5 habits you need to become a strong man. All right. And I don't just mean physically strong, but I mean that too. But I mean like mentally strong, have mental strength to be the type of person that, you know, your kids will look up to, type of person who will set the precedence, who will change shit in your family, you know. And you need to build these habits if you want to get into, if you build these habits, there's nothing you can't accomplish. So you need these habits if you want to get in great shape. You need these habits if you want to make a bunch of money, right? You need these habits if you want to build a strong family. All right. And the first one is you have to learn how to control your emotions. Check this out. The decisions that people make are based on the emotions they feel at the time they make the decision. Right? The decisions people make are based off the emotions they feel at the time they make the decision. For example, I got a homie, SV. He's doing life in prison for a double homicide. He didn't wake up that morning and say, man, I'm about to kill some people. Nah, man, he was enraged. He went off the handle, flew off the handle, pulled out the burner, killed 2 people, right? He really did it. He's doing life in prison. But if he was able to control his emotions, he'd be outside, man, raising his family and shit, you know? But instead, he's going to be in prison indefinitely. Right? That's an extreme example, but you see examples like this all the time. People ruin their lives because they make a decision when they are in an emotional state that doesn't put them in the best position to make the best decision. Right? You know, imagine, you know, you've all been with some chick that you wouldn't have been with. You wouldn't have slept with her if you wasn't like super horny, like you was in that, she caught you with, she said the right thing at the right time. And had you been in your right mind, you wouldn't have did nothing with her, right? That's how some of y'all was born. Like your dad was just super horny one day. Some gruesome looking woman said the right thing to him at the right time. 9 months later, you here and now you watching YouTube videos about how to make sure you don't have offspring that in that same way. It's good. Your father couldn't control his emotions under those circumstances, you know? And, you know, we've all been angry and did or said things that we regretted later, right? Because that's a lack of control of emotions, right? So you really need to learn how to control your emotions because then you make better decisions. And here's the thing. A man who can't control his emotions is dangerous. He is a liability, right? Because the emotions, because the decisions you make are based off the emotions you feel at the time you make the decisions, you know? And if you can't control your emotions, you are legitimately a liability. You are a liability, right? Men who can't control their emotions commit atrocities. They do evil things. They do harm things. And because a lot of times this stuff is not premeditated. You know, somebody cuts you off in traffic. You pull over, pull out the blick, and it's a problem, right? That's a man who can't control his emotions, right? And there's a lot of different emotions you have to control. Number one, you have to learn how to handle stress. Well, let's stay at anger. You got to learn how to handle anger, right? You have to learn how to handle stress. You have to learn to control. Okay, you have to learn how to control anger, and you got to learn how to handle stress. Those are the 2 main negative emotions that you need to learn how to control. And there's a few things you can do in order to mitigate the negative effects of these emotions. And I'm not telling you to stifle your emotions and hold them in. I'm telling you to control them, right? So a lot of times when people hear control your emotions, they think, oh man, you're just pressing it down and then one day you're going to explode. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you you can still feel the emotions, but you have to learn how to control it. Similar, like if you own a crazy dog, if you own like a big dog, right? You got to be able to control that dog, you know? That's what your emotions are like. And the number one way to learn how to control your emotions, especially the negative ones, to learn how to manage stress and control anger. These are the main things you need to do, right? Manage stress and control anger. The number one thing you can do to mitigate the negative effects of these emotions is to meditate. I know I say it all the time, but it's the number one thing you can do. So there was a study done by Harvard University, and it showed that just after 8 weeks of meditation, a part of your brain, the participant's brain started to shrink in one particular region called the amygdala. The amygdala is where your fight or flight emotions come from. Because you got to remember, what are emotions, right? Think about what emotions are. Emotions are nothing but combinations of neurochemicals going off in your brain. Right? That's all they are. Like the neurochemicals like oxytocin, norepinephrine, dopamine, etc. Different combinations of, that's all emotions are. Emotions are literally just in your head. Right? They're not even real. They're like literally in your head. And when I say real, they're not like tangible. You know. Now a lot of the negative emotions, or a lot of the negative emotions and those neurochemicals are produced in your brain. They're all produced in your brain. And there's one part of your brain called the amygdala, right? And it's responsible for almost all of your fight or flight emotions. And just after 8 weeks of meditation, that part of your brain, the amygdala, starts to shrink. What does that mean when your amygdala starts to shrink? That means you less of a fucking spaz. Like when some shit happens where you would normally spaz, if your amygdala is smaller, you won't have the same response to it because your amygdala is less active. Right? This is really like changing your brain. Meditation is the only non-pharmaceutical intervention I know of that can actually change the structure of your brain. And there's another study that showed, again, it was 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation, where meditation, after 8 weeks after 8 weeks of meditation, the part of your brain called the neocortex starts to have more density. Right? Meaning there's more shit going on in your neocortex. Neocortex is the part of your brain where logic comes from, right? In humans, we have a larger neocortex than other animals. This is why we can do things like, create languages, invent math, make YouTube videos, where other animals typically struggle doing those things on their own. Those aren't no matter how hard they try, those aren't endeavors that they those are not endeavors that they have had success with because they don't have the same neocortex. Right? So think about it. 2 months of meditation shrinks your amygdala and grows your neocortex. So now you're less of a spaz because your amygdala is smaller, and you are more logical because you have more density in your neocortex, right? Your brain actually changes. And remember, all emotions are made in your brain. They're not real. They're literally all in your head. So why don't we just go to the source? And the only way that I know how to do that without a pharmaceutical intervention is meditation. Meditation. I meditate twice a day. About 15 to 20 minute sessions twice a day. And I've been doing that for like 15 years. That's why I'm so much cooler than you and calmer than you. You motherfuckers be spazzing over everything. and I'm cool as James Bond on vacation every time you see me. You never seen me spaz. Been on YouTube 12 years. Never flipped out. Never crashed out. I see these YouTubers or celebrities crashing out and shit. And I'd be like, oh man, this guy doesn't meditate. I'll see a streamer get into a fist fight on Biscayne Boulevard, and I'm like, oh man, this guy doesn't meditate. Can't control himself. Someone says Latinas need to meditate. Listen, brother. Yo, it actually works. My girl's been meditating for a long time, man. She's become a pleasure to be around, you know. It even works for Latinas. I know. If it work on them, it will work on anyone.
This is true.
Yeah. She's fantastic. All right. And yo, someone says nice lights. You know what? It's like this on mistake. It's on the wrong color, but people seem to like it. So that's cool. We're going with blue tonight, you know? But not only do you need to control stress and anger, you also need to control the positive emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like the positive emotions. You don't want to get too high or too low. You want to be stable, stability, right? So here's the thing. When you get too happy, too eager, or even too confident, that can be more dangerous than being too scared. That can be more dangerous than being a pussy, right? Because if you go out, if you just feeling yourself, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go run out and do it. You say, yeah. You know, now you the guy at his bachelor party in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's fucking put it all. Let's go spend all the money. And that's how motherfuckers be losing all money, getting all hype at the casino. Motherfuckers start fucking prostitutes, doing cocaine because they're too happy. You know what I'm saying? They're too exuberant, right? And it's okay to feel joy. I'm not saying not to feel joy, but you got to be able to control that too, because that if you get too high, you can start feeling yourself. And you've seen that too, where people like feel themselves so much, they think they can't do the wrong, and they stop taking precautions. They stop doing the things that got them there. So I see this a lot in the Miami entrepreneur space. Everybody who came here in 2000, everyone who came here 3 years ago during the pandemic, all of them ain't here no more. Some of them had to. What I started seeing like a year ago was people like, yeah, man, you know, all this material shit is not really that cool, man. So I'm just selling all my watches and I'm selling my cars, and I'm just gonna move to somewhere where it's like, and I'm gonna move to somewhere, you know, where I can build like a family, man, raise a family somewhere calmer and nicer. Yo, I know the real shit because I'm friends with all the media buyers, all the people who do Facebook ads and Instagram ads and YouTube ads here. Them motherfuckers went broke, and they're coping, right? Or they got to put up a perception like, oh yeah, I'm just doing this because, you know, I'm elevated spiritually. Motherfucker, you lost your money. You broke. And what happened was those motherfuckers, they made some money. Either like crypto was pumping. Like that, a lot of the crypto boys, you know, had they held on, they'd be up again, right? But a lot during the downturn, a lot of the crypto boys, a lot of the core sellers, a lot of these guys, they made some bread, you know. And then next thing you know, they had and they were feeling themselves. They thought it would never end, you know. They were too exuberant and they weren't taking any precautions. And most importantly, they stopped doing the things that got them there. When they were trying to come up, they started grinding. They started going super hard, right? They were waking up early, going to sleep early, staying away from hoes, not partying, right? And that's how they got successful. But then they started feeling themselves so much. They got like almost overconfident. Next thing you know, motherfuckers got to sell the Bugatti. You know what I'm saying? And then you see motherfuckers in the club. Then you see motherfuckers outside, and then things start to go downhill. And then they start posting, yeah, man, I just didn't need all this stuff and everything, Now I know exactly what happened. They stopped making money because they were feeling themselves too much, right? So you got to control the negative emotions and you got to control the positive emotions. Because like success, happiness is the way neurochemicals work. It's the same neurochemical cocktail going off in your brain as like cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same. Just cocaine, you get a lot of it instantly. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, and you don't have to work for it. But you got to get the negative. And here's the thing: if you become successful and you can't control the positive emotions, and you start losing discipline, making bad decisions because you're feeling yourself too much, you can fuck your life up more. You can say, no, seriously, you can fuck your life up more because now you got leverage. Let's say you became successful, started feeling yourself. You say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna put down payment on this big ass house. I'll never stop making money. You know what I'm saying? My life is gonna be an unbroken boulevard of green lights indefinitely, right? So I'll just put this down payment on this house. I'll put this down payment on this car. All these cars. You know what I'm saying? Let me start buying all this shit. And then what happens? If there's a downturn, which everybody experiences a downturn in business, like without exception, now you've inflated your lifestyle so much that you can't afford it. Next thing you know, man, you got to make that post. You got to make that post about how you want a simpler life. You got to make that post about how you want a simpler life and move someplace where you can raise a family. Meanwhile, I know about fucking 30 motherfuckers in this building who are raising families, happy families, beautiful wife and children. See them all the time. Kids are doing great in school. Everybody's doing, but you can't raise a family in Miami. You probably can't because you fucking blew all your money, bitch, nigga. You got to go back to Texas and get a job. You got to move back to Georgia, nigga. Motherfuckers going back to Indiana and shit. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. You learn if you're young enough, you can bounce back again. But I'm just saying these are the things you want to avoid. Control your emotions, brother. Don't get too excited where you're feeling yourself and start thinking you a god or some shit. And don't be so. And you also be able to handle stress and control anger. Yeah. And the second thing you need to control, the second habit you need to build is impulse control. Right. And this is kind of related to controlling emotions, but I see this with young people a lot. They have very little impulse control a lot of the time, and they lack patience. Right. So they lack patience. So they want stuff now. They can't think 2 steps ahead or 2 years ahead. Right. And typically, here's the thing. Typically, the things that are good for you now, typically the things that are fun and you enjoy now are typically not the best things for you long term. And the things that are great for you long term are typically not the best for you. Typically, are not the most enjoyable short term. For example, I like most of you guys, hate working out legs. Really dislike it. Never have. I don't like working out at all, but legs in particular. But so let's say I just avoid it, man. Just do arms every day instead. What's she gonna look like 10 years from now? I'm gonna be looking like Johnny Bravo. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be looking like a triangle out here, like an upside down triangle. Right, no legs and just a big upper body. Right, that's bad. This is an example, right? Or let's say, man, you don't like eating healthy, so you avoid like the healthy foods, and you say, you know what, I'm just gonna eat these candies and cakes like a child. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to feel good in the moment. It's going to feel great in the moment, right? Because those kind of foods are like actually genetically engineered they're actually engineered to taste like more delicious than anything you would find in nature. And that's going to spike dopamine in your brain. And that's why they become addictive and they feel great, right? It tastes great, feel great. But you keep doing that down the line, you're going to be a fat boy. That's how some of y'all like some of y'all just were like, damn, that's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Right? So in order to have impulse control, what you need to do is have a long-term perspective, right? Have a long-term perspective. And the further out you can extend your time horizon when you make a decision, typically the better decisions you'll make. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do something that's less consequential, but like, if I tonight I'm gonna stick to my diet, right? That's gonna be better for me long term. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, and it goes for all things, even like relationships. Let's say you got a fiance, you about to get married to the woman of your dreams, man. But some fucking thought slide into your GM. Now you got decisions to make. You want to do what you like short term, or you do it like long term, right? You got to think long-term perspective is always going to be better. Long-term perspective is almost always going to provide you opportunities to make the better decision. The better decision. And when you start thinking short term, you're typically making bad decisions that won't be advantageous for you in the long term. But the thing is, a lot of times we do those things by impulse. Like, for example, if I'm out with some friends at a dinner or something, friends, colleagues, allies, and they start drinking, I don't drink, right? But they'll try to pressure me sometimes, not anymore. But when I first stopped drinking, oh, you can have one drink, right? And yeah, having this drink right now would be fun, right? But what's that going to be like in the morning, right? I'm 43, right? So I'm not gonna be able to bounce back as quick, right? I know tomorrow I'm gonna pay for that. Tomorrow I'm going to be less productive as a result, right? And I'm building bad habits, right? So if I can control my impulse instead of I impulsively want to have fun with the homies, right? If I can control my impulse, then I'll make a better decision. But if I become impulsive and just, all right, fuck it, give me a shot. Who knows what next bad decision I'm gonna make? I might fuck somebody up. You know what I'm saying? Like all types of bad decisions get made. People get into fights, cheat on their spouses, fuck ugly bitches. And you can't undo that. You can't unfuck this woman. That's a stain on your name indefinitely. Like it's because if I find out one of my boys was fucking some ugly bitch, that's going to be a running gag for the rest of our relationship. I will be at this motherfucker's eulogy and be like, and it was one time DeMarcus was out drinking, and this ugly bitch was looking at him. And DeMarcus, he was so hungry. Yeah, y'all know DeMarcus. You know how he gets when he drinks. Horny and aggressive. Next thing you know, he went home with this bitch. And they had a son. DeMarcus Jr., stand up. Stand up for a minute, brother. I'm sorry about your dad. You're gonna be all right, brother. We're gonna get you in. We're gonna get you in the gym. You gotta work. The only thing you can do is work on your body, make some money, because that face, you got your mother's face, brother. You got your mother's face. You can see how that decision DeMarcus made when he was drunk led to led to a generational curse, right? All because of lack of impulse control. All because of lack of impulse control. So you got to learn to control your impulses. And the way you do that is to think long term. Think long term. So one thing I do when I'm in a situation, now I don't be in a situation like that because, okay, so one thing you can do is like, don't take the first step. So a lot of times people will be like, oh man, you could do this a little, man. You can have one drink turns into two turns into three. Now you got an ugly bitch pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Right? But it all came from that first step. The first step is the worst step. Right? So you really have to not even put yourself in positions like that. Like if I felt like I couldn't handle being around people drinking, I would just exclude myself from those situations. And now I can handle it, or I know where I'm at. I can be around people drinking and I do it. But that's just an example. There's some things I know I can't be around. Right? There's some things where I know that the impulse control, I know my limits. Right? There's some situations, some things I can't do and control my impulses under those circumstances. You get what I'm saying? So I avoid those situations. You know, you got to know where your limits are, right? So the drinking is a good example. If you want to stop drinking, for example, then you got to decide, you got to figure out, can you be around people drinking and not drink? I can. But if I couldn't, I wouldn't place myself in those situations. You get what I'm saying? Like when I first started like eating good and getting into fitness, I just wouldn't buy the food that I was trying to avoid. It just wouldn't be in the house. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't be in the house. Now I've been doing it so long that, you know, my girl, man, she made some sort of deal with the devil where she's got like a amazing body, but she can still eat a bag of cookies just cause, you know, she got that gift. I can't do that. If I eat a bag of cookies, my face gonna start looking like a motherfucking, my face gets fat. I start looking like an emoji or maybe a minion. I'll be looking like a minion tomorrow, right? I can't do it, but she can't. But because I've abstained from that so long, I'm not tempted. But if I was tempted, I'd either like have to not let her bring it in the house or something, you know? Does that make sense? Right? Impulse control. And another thing you can do to control your impulses is utilize friction. You get what I'm saying? So one thing you do is, utilize friction. So if you want to abstain from something that you normally don't have the impulse control to abstain from, then you need to put friction in between you. So a good example is like, you know, one thing I do really like, I love ice cream. I ain't ate ice cream in years. It's probably been like almost 3 years since I ate ice cream. But it's something I fucking love. Like if I get the ice cream, if I get some Haagen-Dazs in here, I'm eating it all, guaranteed. So guess what? As a result, I don't have no Haagen-Dazs in the house. You get what I'm saying? To control what? My impulses, right? It's a form of impulse control. No Haagen-Dazs in the house. None of it. Rocky Road, coffee flavor. Now, coffee was my favorite one because it got you kind of hype. It got me kind of lit. If you eat the whole thing, you get a little lit. Yeah. So there's none in the house. Now I can still get it, right? But then I have to go outside. Yeah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? That's enough friction for me to abstain from it. Or I could call Uber Eats when I'm a fucking wait for some dude named Carlos to bring that shit to my door while it's melting in the bag. Carlos gonna come through on a bicycle. Papi. And then we got a private elevator and it's always a fucking mess for them to get up here because Carlos ain't got a fob, and then he starts calling me Papi. And I'm like, yo, man, God damn it, Carlos. So that's a pain in the ass. So as a result, I don't eat no ice cream. You know what I'm saying? So anything you have like that, you want to erect barriers in front of you, like add friction, right? Trying to think of some good examples. Nah. You know, nope. 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 If you wanted to stop playing video games or stop playing video games as much, take the motherfucking X station out the crib. Put the X station in your fucking boy's crib or something. Give it to him or put it in storage. Right? Oh yeah, one, and you know, and that way, yeah, you could still go find a way to play the shit, but it's like now you got friction in it, right? If you spend too much time on your phone, sometimes when I'm working, if I got like putting some deep work, I'll put my phone in the bathroom. Close the bath. Yeah, I can still get it, but like there's a little bit of friction in between me and the phone, you know, and as a result, I can focus more, right? Because when you add friction, now it doesn't take, you're not using your discipline as much. You don't have to use discipline. You can save your discipline if you put friction in front of it, right? You can do that with anything. If you add friction, it's going to be easier for you to abstain from. And just quickly, if you want to do more of something, then you remove friction. For example, I wake up early. I don't like to wake up early. I just do it, you know, for income reasons. You know, I like to wake up early and get more work done. So I use my phone as my alarm, but I put it in the pocket of my robe on the other side of the bedroom. And I got a big ass massive bedroom, right? So it's on the other side of the massive bedroom. And I hear it. I got to get up out of bed to get it, right? Boom. By the time I get it there, I'm right here. I turn it off. I'm right by my robe. So there's less friction. I put the robe on. The robe is right by the door. So it's like, all right, let me get the fuck out of here, right? Because there's less friction. Does that make sense? And then when I get in the other room, and then when I walk through the door, boom, I go to the kitchen, pre-workout already made. Pre-workout made the night before. Pre-workout and some bronc egg. I take those, boom. Right. What I'm doing is I'm lowering the barrier of entry by removing friction. Does that make sense? You can do that with anything. Anything you want to do more of, remove friction. Anything you want to do less of, increase friction. And this will help you with your impulse control. Right. And his thing, you don't have to use as much discipline when you do this. Right. And you can save your discipline for the most important things. And that's what we're going to talk about next, is how to build discipline, because that's the third thing you need is discipline. But before we get into that, real quick, let's answer some of these super chats. I think we got one.
We have one from Leo with $100 saying that he needs the repellent.
Yo, I just realized, this whole time Leonardo's been leaving super chats, and shout out to Leonardo. I just realized that that's Leonardo the Ninja Turtle. Like I wasn't clocking that. I wasn't clocking it. All right, but now I get it. That's Leonardo the Ninja Turtle on a horse. And his name is Leonardo. This makes a lot of sense. Nima, if you was a Ninja Turtle, which one would you be?
I've never thought of it.
Yeah, I'm asking you to think about it. Listen, that's what a good interviewer does.
I'm a Leonardo.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I like the what's the name of the master that they have?
Splinter?
Yeah. Man,
you Donatello, man. Because you know how to do all the fucking technology. You the smart one, bro. Is that Donatello?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You the smart one, bro.
Always in the...
You the smart one. You the one we come to for answers.
You mean the nerd one, right?
Yeah,
because yeah,
because he's good with the technology.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I've never thought of that.
I'd rather be Michelangelo, but I can't find a fucking. That might be my preference, but I can't find a better Leonardo than me. Like if I could find a better Leonardo than me to run this shit, I would happily make this motherfucker Leonardo. Like I'd be excited. Oh man, so much less pressure on me. You be Leonardo, I'll be fucking Michelangelo. We got another super chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to you, Leonardo, man. That was $100, man. That's what's up. Yeah, heard? If there's money in here, let's go.
We have Marquez. How did you and Greg meet? Also, shout out to Romulus. You should bring Greg onto this as well.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We met on. You ever heard of this? Black people meet? No, I'm just joking. Nah, we met through mutual friends. Yo, but speaking of Greg, Young Candlestick, let's bring him in, man, for the market recap. Oh yeah, you know what it is. I'm your boy, Big Brandon Carter, aka King Keto, and I'm here with Young Candlestick. Greg, my man got a Series 65. You know what I'm saying? Chartered market technician, all that shit. You know the vibes, man. Let's what these charts talking about, player.
We finally have a down day in the S&P 500.
Yo, man, it's been like just up days. Every day, new high, new all-time high.
It is not normal for volatility to be this low and for the market to have this many up days without any meaningful pullbacks.
Yeah.
And we actually got one today. We are in what's called a rising wedge. Yeah. And that just means you're making higher highs, but you're not getting a ton of follow through. It makes a higher high, pulls back, makes a higher high, pulls back, higher high, pull back. This one was a better higher high, but then a pull back, higher high, pull back. We're pinching towards what's called the apex. Whenever you're towards the end of a pattern, that's called the apex. And it can either break down, that's most common with a rising wedge, but it can also break up. Rising wedges can break upwards. And if it does break down, you'd target something like SPY 655. That's the lower edge of the expected move. And it lines up with the support at the FOMC low right over here. So that was like last Wednesday. If the market breaks up, 672 is likely going to be some strong resistance. Okay. So basically, the market, whenever it's having some of these sell-off days, it's starting off really, really slow and it's just kind of chopping around. But then it breaks the low of the day, shimmies on up, puts in a lower high pivot, and then the sell-off starts to accelerate.
Yeah,
so
it does.
Volatility is kind of like starting off really, really slow, and then it's picking up later in the day. Generally, what you want to see is you want to see volatility kind of start off strong in the beginning of the day and then end with lower volatility. But a potential hint as to why or how the market dropped was that the VIX was up yesterday when the market was up. And the VIX is a measure of volatility, so our ranges. It's a measure of fear, so how do people feel about the market? But it's also a measure of how many puts are being bought on the SPY. Or the SPX in this case. So when hedge funds and big institutions are buying a crap ton of puts, that means they're expecting the market to potentially drop, or they just want to hedge their portfolio. They want to protect themselves in any way that they can. And that causes...
When they hedge, that means they out here trying to diversify?
Yeah. Adding what's called bearish delta or negative delta, short positions, it does diversify a portfolio. Because you have your stocks that you just kind of stay long on no matter what. Like Google, for example, for me, like I'm just really never going to sell, even though it reasonably can pull back, right? But it just makes sense to go out and hedge by buying SPX puts, put debit spreads, inverse ETFs, however you want to hedge. So basically moving forward on the market, I was reading a lot of reports from other money managers, and they're saying that the market's not really going to see a big sell into the end of September, but come October, stocks could see a bit of a pullback, at least a 1% correction. Okay, so that'd be a drop down to this support level, but potentially up to 3 to 6%. Now, that would be a decent drop. I'm in the camp that it could be about 3%. So nothing wild, but if you see the market down 3%, it's going to feel like the market's crashing. But really,
bro, yeah. It was like a 3% drop feels different. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was just all-time highs fucking weeks ago, right? Like it still feels different.
Exactly. Especially because we're so used to the market going up every single day. But what you can do is you can actually put up a Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci. Measure from low to high. And the golden fib generally creates really good buying opportunities. It's the 38.2% retracement. Basically, that's saying whenever you get a big up move, if it pulls back and drops about a third of that range and holds, that's a good dip buy opportunity to revisit the highs, if not further. And so that's all the way down at SPY 600. You know, like I'm not saying SPY is going to get down there, but like
if it goes down there, that would be intense. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy though. Like it wouldn't be crazy, but it would feel crazy.
Yeah, it would. You'll see the crash headlines everywhere, and that would be
every YouTuber is gonna make a fucking video, fire behind them. You know what I'm saying? Graham's gonna have that shit he does every time.
Just distressed.
Graham and what's the other one? The other Graham. You know, talk about the other Graham Stephan,
and then there's
other Graham Stephens. You know that the other one. He's like Graham Stephens, but like not.
But not.
Yeah.
Andre Jink.
Yeah. Both of them are gonna be doing that headline. Andre already started doing. I bet you right now. I bet you right now he's recording the video of him with the fire emoji.
Yeah.
Yo, according to this motherfucker, according to him and Graham, if you just look at their fucking thumbnails, the world's been falling apart for 5 years straight.
Yep. It gets the views. You know, it gets people's attention. Yeah. The alarm bells, the smoke, the fire, catastrophe. I don't think the market's going to drop 10%.
Oh, there you go. There you go right now. He posted this shit yesterday. He's doing this shit.
Look at this. Look at this.
Already. Look at him. He's like every few days. Every few days, man, is that same fucking shit. Look at it again. It's like, man, this motherfucker has been panicking for months. This motherfucker's been panicking for months, man. Okay, then he was happy one day a year ago.
Wearing the McDonald's
at McDonald's. And who's not happy in McDonald's, right? But yo, listen, man, he was worried about XRP, the fucking job market. Looking dollars on fire a month ago. God damn.
We'll break
the
down
fucking Jews.
It's working.
Hey, man, listen. So anyway, imagine we drop 3%.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that'll be wild. I think it would be a great dip buying opportunity for the long term and even into the end of the year. But yeah, that'd be a 10% drop, SPY 600. And that'd be a golden fib, like an opportune dip buy. Yeah,
you know, and then Graham's going to post his shit. This shit right here. Nima. Show him this shit.
Little whimper.
Don't show him this. Graham's going to be posting this shit.
Just like praying.
What's going to happen, man? You going to stay posting that shit? Oh, or this one. Yo, these motherfuckers can't stand it. Like, these motherfuckers are scared. You know what I'm saying?
They're not even traders.
Here it is again, man. 3 weeks ago. God damn.
They're just buying and holding dollar cost average.
Hey, who's that?
Hey, who's that? Not in distress. That man is not in distress.
Me and Dan are chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dan just got like a, hey, do this. Make $1,000 a day. Dan, I love them.
Let's keep going.
Okay. So that's the S&P 500. I do think it's a dip worth buying because the IWM is still strong. SMH is still strong.
What's up, you guys? It's Graham here. So I just wanted to share my story.
I didn't know that was going to start like that.
Bitcoin's doing just fine. These are all our leading indicators. And so, NASDAQ is still doing just fine. NASDAQ down 0.66%. Big whoop. Actually, towards the end of the day, I want to give you guys a quick tip. I've been making a lot of money off of these NDX butterflies. What you got to do is like 15 minutes before the end of the day, put in a bunch of charts of NDX, send ChatGPT 5, like 5 different charts, tell it the expected move. And then
like, what time would you got to just say charts, motherfucker? Like, what time frame? What like, what are we showing them?
Put up a 5-minute, put up a 15-minute. I've got a whole PDF for this for members. Put up a 15-minute, put up a daily. The more charts you can show it, the more accurate it can be. And when the market is like super choppy and super slow, that's when AI tends to be really good at predicting the closing price. Okay. When the market's super volatile, like if I ask it for a prediction during this point, it's going to be all over the place. But 15 minutes before the market closed, ChatGPT AI gave me a closing price on NDX of 24,576. 24,576. Okay. It closed at 24,580. I put in this put butterfly. This cost me $100. That's the most that I can lose. There's only a 10% chance of profit. But guess what? I hit the max profit. $100 turned into $1,000.
Oh, shit. That was today?
That was today. 15 minutes before the close. It's a low probability trade. 90% of the time, you're just going to lose the $100. But if you can increase your odds just a little bit with AI, I do think that these butterflies are worth it. Okay. So study those butterflies. Like, you don't even have to do them on NDX. You can do them on SPX. Like, here's a butterfly, 273% member made. Here's a butterfly. That's just a normal put debit spread, $500. Here's a $50 butterfly. You don't even get big gains sometimes, but profit is profit. $275, 220%. Boom. Like, these happen each and every day. You just got to wait for the closing price. And if you're a Victory Trades member, you can just ask me, hey, young Candlestick, what do you think SPX closes at? What do you think NDX closes at? Give me a butterfly setup and I'll give it to you straight up every day. These happen. So that's super cool. That's where I'm finding a lot of success. Now, I want to talk back about swing trades. So we've been talking about a few sectors. XLC, talked about the buy zone at 110. ETF is up 9% since that level. That's a huge move for an ETF. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled back. It could also just continue to grow.
Which ETF is that again? I'm sorry.
Communication sector. So
XLC, got it.
You're basically buying just Google and Meta, and then a basket of other communication stocks like Verizon. You're getting a dividend, and Verizon. I like dividend stocks right now since the Fed cut interest rates. I don't like government bonds as much. They're paying a little bit less interest. They still are technically risk-free. Yeah, diversify your bonds. I don't like SGov as much, but if you do need a place to park your cash, this is going to be the same rate as like a high yield savings account. So you don't even need to open one. You can just go in your.
Was that like how many percent?
It used to be about 4.5%. Now it's about 3.9%. I'd have to double check, but still, it's guaranteed by the United States government. It's just as safe as dollars in your savings and checking account. Okay. You'll get paid out the interest monthly as well, which is cool.
Oh, really?
Yep. Each and every month, you'll get 36 cents every $100 that you put in. So it's a good way to stack cash. And then you can just sell this if you ever need cash. And then boom, you can transfer it to your bank account, do whatever.
Yeah. If you're looking what, man, there was a thing going on a while ago. Well, first of all, guys, if you have any questions about any stocks, cryptos, or any security, you can leave a comment, leave a super chat, and Greg will answer for you. But there was this thing going around, like, can you, it was like viral a few weeks ago. It's like, can you live off $5 million? Can you be set for life when $5 million? And a bunch of people were saying, no, it's not enough. But I was just thinking, depends on what your expenses are, right? Like if you put that into some sort of bond, like a municipal bond. They're like 4%. They're municipal bonds 4%, about 4%, tax free.
Yep, federal income tax free on municipal
tax free.
Yep.
You put that in and just put it in there. Then you making what 4%? 4% of 5 million is what 200K.
Each million you're gonna make 40 grand. So 40 grand times. So I have 200K a year. Can you guys live off of 200K a year?
Damn, yo, we did that in our head like Asians, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. We killed that shit. You know, so you get 4%, you get 200K a year. I mean, depending on what your expenses are, you can live off that for sure.
Yeah. So everybody's goal, if you never want to work again and you think you can live off of 200K a year, get to $5 million. That's the number.
All you need is $5 million cash. That's it, man.
That's it. That's
light work.
Light work.
Light work.
There are so many ways to do it. It's just, can you stick with it long enough to actually make it work?
You know? Can you go through the downturns? Can you not give up when things go wrong? You know?
Elon Musk said, like, failure is like a must. I got to figure out how many times I can fail because that's what helps us succeed.
Come on now.
Yeah, I even called you earlier today. I started off the day green, then I went red. I fumbled some trades. I called Brandon, or Brandon called me. Brandon gave me a good pep talk.
Yeah.
And I was able to come back and have my best day of the month after that.
Come on, man. Had his best day of the month. Let's go.
After that.
Sometimes all everyone needs is to talk to Gymnasium Jesus.
I agree. You just shot a cannon of success.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know how, remember when like regular Jesus healed the people with the leprosy? I was like that. I healed you of self-doubt.
Yeah.
Like that's what regular Jesus did. You know what I'm saying? But Gymnasium Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Healed you of self. Come on now. He walked on water. I'll make you 2 videos. Yo, Greg, wait, real quick. You got a question? Unless you had something else you wanted to go into.
There is.
Get into it.
I'll get into it. So if you're looking for some long-term gains and long-term growth, and you believe in humans living a really long time, XBI is the place to be. Biotech. I love leap calls on biotech, or just buying straight up shares for the long term. I think that this busts through all-time highs in late 2027, if not earlier. Okay. XBI calls. I've been talking about uranium, URA. This has been on a massive breakout lately. We talked about that last Thursday. Watch uranium. I gave one single stock trade, OKLO. This was down when it was at 85. It's at 143. It's up 72% in 3 or 4 trading days.
Come on, man.
Those are watch uranium. Just wait for dips. QTUM, quantum. This is the quantum space ETF. So if you don't want to pick a single quantum stock, go with QTUM. There's a dip buy support at 100 and then also at 97. That's not financial advice. Okay. And some of these trades were alerted, you know, we're at 88% win rate for the month right now. And one of them was QUBT
in victory trades. He just says alerted. They were alerted in victory trades. That's our membership where you get Greg's trade alert straight to your phone. You know what I'm saying? I take them all the time. I'm way up. And you can trade with us. We trade futures every morning. You know what I'm saying? We trade futures every morning, and we don't even trade with our own money. We use prop firms, Apex. We show people how to get funded with prop firms, and we all trade together in the morning. It's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. I'm actually excited I'm going to test some futures trade alerts in the VT day trading chat, some longer term trades, but I really want to make sure that the system is really good first. Okay. So I'm going to be practicing a bit before I do that.
All right.
So that's on the ETF space. Keep an eye on that. Silver and gold, wait for the dip buy. I think that we could drop. I'm definitely not going to short it. I'm just reducing my exposure in gold and silver. But if they can drop 5 to 10%, that's an amazing dip buy for the end of the year and into 2026. So silver and gold. Okay. If you want to, you can wheel AG. So you can sell cash secured puts on this, get assigned, sell covered calls, rinse and repeat. Okay. And then Brandon, we were talking about this earlier. Nike is well beneath fair value. The fair value of the stock is 106. And you were talking about some positive news catalysts, you know.
Yeah, because Nike, they just dropped their fucking new line with Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? And Kim, from what I know, them Kardashian girls, they can move numbers. They can move numbers, man. And then also thought about, okay, LeBron's about to come out with a new shoe. It's the holiday season. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things are happening together. The holiday season is coming, you know. And I'm looking at all these things kind of coinciding, you know, kind of together. It just made me feel like, let's look into Nike. And then you said it's below fair body value, so I felt like, yo, this was a steal, man. So we invested in some Nike, man. You did the call credit spread.
Call debit spread. So basically it's where I'm buying a call and then I'm selling another call. I bought the 70 call. So I want Nike above 70 by the end of December. And I sold the 75 call. That just means I still make money if it goes past 75, but I'm capping my gains. Yeah. What that does though, is it makes my risk only $230, but it can turn into $500 for over a 100% gain
per debit. 200, yeah, but per debit. You know what I'm saying? If you buy two, you're gonna have to pay like more. You know, 300.
Yeah. If you buy 10 of them, you're risking $2,300, but $2,300 turns into $5,000. You know,
come on now.
And all you need is
conviction you got.
Yeah, that's how much conviction you got. And Nike, what's nice is that's a 100% gain, and I just need Nike to barely finish higher by the end of the year. I am going to hold that trade through earnings. Nike shares as well, if you're trading in an IRA or investing in an IRA, they do pay a dividend of 1%. So you do get some cash flow along the way. It's beneath fair value. There's a dip buy at 62.61. Otherwise, earnings could break this out. Just keep an eye on that downtrend line right here. It's like a ruler. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's the super chats that we got? Let's check them out. Where will ET transfer its energy? I see what you did there. So ET, energy transfer, strong dividend stock. This pays over 8% per year as a dividend. It is in a mild downtrend, but it's really more so just flat. This actually could break down underneath 17. If it does, so be it. I would like to buy ET if it got beneath 15 or lower. So you could sell 15 strike cash secured puts. I don't expect a lot of growth out of ET, although the fair value is $20 per share. Okay. So just think of $20 as a price target. If ET ever gets up there, that's your sell point. Otherwise, it's a buy point near 15. What you can also do is look at the energy sector, XLE. This has been holding up okay. It's not as strong as the S&P 500, but it's not
as strong, man.
Yeah, it's not bearish though. Like it's not like doing too much. You can take a look at crude oil prices. These are correlated with the energy sector. Crude oil has a descending triangle, but it just broke out of that descending triangle. It just kind of broke this minor downtrend line. So crude oil, it's tough for me to say. It still just kind of looks neutral, but maybe it could get some legs. Either way, though, on ET, I like the 15 level for buys. I would sell it at 19 to 20. Okay. And you get an 8% dividend while you wait. And more if you cash flow it with the wheel. So something to consider. One big thing that I did a lot last year was I would buy 100 shares and then I'd sell a cash secured put, and I'd also sell a covered call. That way I get cash flow on the top side.
Yeah.
I get cash flow if it doesn't sell off, and I get the cash flow from the dividend. So it actually generated really, really good returns. I made like 15% off of that in just a few months.
Come on, man.
No stress, it's just chilling. But that's my thoughts on energy.
Yeah, you got another one. I'm a urinate while you answer this question.
All right.
I believe in you.
Unknown says, Young Candlestick, what do you think about OKLO and Quantum Defiance ETF? Yeah, so I just broke them down. OKLO. This was posted for call options in the Victory Trades Trade Ideas channel over 96. So guess what? That's that former breakout point. You can see the volume rise. You can see the RSI breakout. You can just draw like a trend line on your RSI, draw a trend line on the volume. That's telling us that buyers are committed there at 96. If this ever gets back to 96, that's a dip buy. I think it's way too aggressive to be buying up here unless your time horizon is really long. So if you've got like a 2 or 3 year time horizon, you can probably buy it at 140 and sell it at like 240, right? But I would personally wait for that dip buy again at that 96 level. It's probably not going to get there. What you can also do is wait for a new setup. Let a few days or weeks go by. Maybe it pulls back. Maybe it goes up. Maybe it shimmies for a bit. If it could like build out like a consolidation where it establishes a new range, now you have a much higher probability trade setup and you can buy the break of those highs and then you can take profits into those new highs. So that's on OKLO. QTUM, quantum. If you believe that quantum computing is the future, this is your ETF. Again, it's a bit of a chase if you're looking for short-term money, okay? It doesn't mean that it can't go higher. It just means this is a bit extended. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pretty much 9 green days in a row. Like that's way too much. And this is called the hanging man, where the candlestick, it basically gaps up and then you have kind of like a whisker on each side that does signal a halt in a trend and sometimes a trend reversal. But I do like dip buys at 99. I like dip buys at 96. I'd be surprised if this got underneath 83 ever again. It would only do that if this were like a bubble or the market does do that 10% drop. Okay. But I like this long term. I like it for dollar cost averaging. I like it for leap call options. The bid ask spreads are a little bit wide, but if you're willing to put up just 1.5K and this ETF doubles in price, $1,500 turns into 10 grand if this ETF doubles in price by 2026. It's probably not going to do it by 2026, but you could still make a good chunk of change, even if it's just the same price or higher. It needs a little bit more higher, but not too much. Okay.
Right.
So that's
All
cool.
I want to ask you about XLRE.
Great
Real
question.
estate sector.
Yeah. So the real estate sector just dead sideways. You know, you can see your high points 43, your low points 41. I don't have a strong opinion on that, besides the fact that I think that the market front ran the rate cuts. So everybody thinks that real estate's going to do really, really well because of the rate cuts. But I think that that could have potentially been priced in. It's tough to say. I actually established a short position on Home Depot the other day, and I'm looking for Home Depot to drop just a little bit. So that's my opinion. I actually kind of lean a little bit bearish over the
next. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. I think it has some catalyst, you know, like, because just think about it, like everybody hit all-time highs, almost every sector except the real estate that didn't even come close. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that sounds bearish to me. Plus, there's like it didn't get a pump from rate cuts, which you would think it would, right? Yep. People, you know, interest rates are down, people buying homes. And then I've just seen some news catalysts, like especially in Florida, that like rents have been plummeting. You know, like there's like more open. Yeah, man, like shit has been plummeting since like it was. Yeah.
Interesting. I should sell my house right now. List it.
Nah, you bought, man. Or you bought before
I did.
It ran up. You bought.
Technically, that's been my best investment. Was my home. That's not always the case.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, and I predicted this. Like when I moved here, shit was like at all-time highs. When I moved, like real estate was at all-time highs, especially in Florida. And that's why I was talking to the homie Moneybird. Like, you think I should buy or rent? He said, man, I think you should rent because I think the market's a little extended. So I'd be like underwater right now a little bit, you know.
You know, Moneybird's a smart man. I agree with him.
I'd be underwater, and you know, and also I didn't know if I was going to like stay here and love it, you know. But I'd be way underwater right now.
Yeah, exactly. He saved you a ton of money. Like, and what's so nice too is like when you're renting and you have just a bit of cash, you can scoop up mad deals. Like the money is made in the buy if you catch a crash, if you ever want to own.
Yeah. You know, my thing about home ownership is like, I never
It's expensive.
Shit happens. Expensive, and there's opportunity cost, right? Yep. Like, because let's say you got to put down 20%, or if you get the kind of crib that I would get, it's like way more than 20%, right?
Yep.
But let's just say 20%. You buy $1 million crib, 20%, you got to put down $200,000. That's like sunk money. That's like dead money. You know, like I could trade with that money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could just put money in ads.
Yeah.
For my business and fucking flip that money mad times, right? So it's like the opportunity cost has always like dissuaded me from it. I own Section 8 properties, income properties, right? Yep. But as far as like a primary residence, I've always been dissuaded for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, you're a businessman with a lot of valuable skills. I think like home ownership is for somebody that doesn't know shit about business, can't really multiply their income.
Doesn't know how to flip money. Yeah. It's the easiest way to get rich if you don't know how to flip money.
Yeah.
If you don't got nothing, if you don't know how to run ads, or you don't have no skills where you can flip money, then yeah, man, buy the fucking crib, you know? But it's like, you know, like if you live in the crib, you don't make money off of it.
Yeah.
Unless you sell it, or you can refinance it, obviously, right? You can refinance it and get a loan, and loans are tax free, but you got to pay back the loan. And you know, it's just yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just got different ways to flip money, man.
I completely agree. It really depends on your situation, and it always has benefits and drawbacks. Like property taxes go up every year. Shit happens. You got to mow the lawn. Trees fall on your house. Storms happen.
And it's like nobody's ever done an analysis of like, if you buy a crib, you think about all the fees you paid to brokers, right? You think about all the taxes you paid, property tax, all the repairs you did. Like, how many motherfuckers really make money when they sell it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And how much, you know, and then the opportunity cost of not flipping that money other ways. You know, it's just, I don't know. This is something I think about sometimes.
I had to sell all my stocks to get my down payment for my home. And I'm thinking, man, if I had that like $25,000,
you'd have more equity. You would have more equity if you put that in the stock market.
Yeah. It would be about the same, but again, I got a really good deal on this house, so I think it really comes down to the situation.
Would it be about the same? You said you were. Did you have it in? What did you have? What stock did you have?
It was mostly just in like S&P 500, Google. So I guess this was I bought my house in 2021, and so it was March of 2021. Gosh, we got to go way back on Google.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would have had probably more money.
You'd have more equity, yeah.
And I'd have that readily available. Like I can't just go up and sell my house. Like it's like a 6-month process. You know?
And even if you didn't have to sell it, you didn't even have to sell the stocks. You can get a loan against the stocks.
Definitely.
You wouldn't even have to sell it.
Then there's also the other side of the argument. My mortgage payment at the time was $1,200 a month. Now it's $1,900 a month. When I was renting, is about $1,300 a month. I'm sure that the rent prices would be about the same or a little bit higher. It's tough to say, but the decision is made. It's a big commitment.
It's tough to say. You know, you'd have it seems like you'd have a higher net worth if you would have kept in the stock market. But
I would say so. Buy about $100,000.
When people buy their own cribs, it's like it's got to be for a different reason. Like unless you don't, if you know how to make money, if you know how to turn $1 into $2 some kind of way, then the only reason buying a house is like a real luxury. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know how to do that, you're just a regular guy working a job. That's cool. Then buying a house might be the easiest way to raise your net worth. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And at that point in time, it's all guy.
Yeah.
Like I was just working at Wells Fargo. I was just trading on the side.
Yeah. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, you know, it's cool. Like Moneybird bought his crib, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but he's got like so much disposable income, you know what I'm saying? So it's like fuck it, you know? And Tom bought his crib, 20 mil, you know?
Badass.
Nah. But he bought his crib, 20 mil, and he had to put down more than 20% for the prices that high. You got to put down more than 20%. But Tom is also buying a fucking new Rolls Royce every other month, right? So
it's also his niche, and so like he'll know the real estate market much better than I, or like a regular dude.
Yeah, but it looks like that shit. I don't know, man. I'm bearish on this market. If you want to buy, you might get a good opportunity soon. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would say if you're looking to buy a home, just wait 6 months, stack cash, try to multiply your money, level up your skills, all that shit. And what I actually pulled up is called a relative strength line. So this is it's strength compared to SPY. And so when you have a downtrending relative strength line, that means look for shorts or just don't buy. Just stay away from it. Okay. And that trend can change. But for now, that is what's going on with XLRE. Take a look at Google. Look at the relative strength line compared to SPX, straight up. So when you can see it start to break these trends, that's telling us, hey, let's start buying this. If the market drops, it's going to drop less. If the market goes up, this is going to go up even more than the market. So a big part of my swing trades is relative strength. I need to be buying relative strength and I need to be shorting relative weakness. And if you just get some decent entry points, you can do really well in the stock market.
Come on, man. Awesome, man. Yo, listen, guys, if you want to trade with us, right, you should join Victory Trades. The link is in the description. What you get Greg's swing trade alert straight to your phone. Every day there's a trade. I take them myself. I've made a lot of money with Greg, and you also get to trade with us every morning. We trade futures every morning, and we don't even trade with our own money. We trade with prop firms, and we've gotten a lot of Victory Trades members. A lot of them have gotten approved. I'm sorry, they passed their evaluations, and we help them do that. It's lit and it's a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Every morning.
A lot of fun. We talk about everything in the morning.
Yeah, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so join Victory Trades, link in the description. All right. Thanks, Greg.
Hey, peace out.
Peace. All right. Yo. What up, y'all? Good. All right, cool. Let's get back into what we were talking about before. But real quick, also listen to some new people on. Yeah, for a limited time, I'm opening up a few spots for online fitness coaching with me. If you want to get in the best shape of your life, apply for online coaching with me. The link is in the description. I'm opening up some spots, online fitness coaching, one-on-one. Me and you, we gonna team up, go to war against your fat. No. Yeah. Hit the what, you know what I'm saying? So hit that link and apply. It's not free, motherfucker. But you get a real powerful ally. It's kind of like, think of it like tithing, right? Like you tithe into the gymnasium Jesus, right? And then you're gonna get blessed with it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back to what we was talking about. Where we left off, we were talking about the 5 habits to become a strong man. All right. And the first one was learn how to control your emotions. Right. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your decisions. Right. You become a motherfucking liability. Right. You also got to, number 2 was impulse control. Right. You can't be a goddamn child. Right. You got to be able to delay gratification and shit of that nature. Right. And now that brings us to number 3. Discipline, right? The third thing you need to become a strong, powerful man is discipline. You got to develop strong discipline. Now, here's the thing. Discipline is like a muscle, right? The more you use it, the stronger it gets. However, being a bitch is like a muscle too. You get what I'm saying? Being a bitch is like a muscle too. The more you act like a bitch, the stronger that muscle gets. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're supposed to go to the gym. You're supposed to work out, right? And you don't feel like doing it. Now you have a decision to make. Do you go anyway, or do you do something else instead? If you go anyway, then you have to use what? Discipline to do it. You get what I'm saying? Because discipline means you do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. See, if you were motivated to go to the gym, if you were excited, you're not using discipline. The only time you have an opportunity to exercise your discipline muscle is when you have to do something and you don't feel like doing it. Right? Remember that. The only time you have opportunity to build your discipline muscle is when you have to do something and you don't feel like doing it. Right? Now you got opportunity. If you do it anyway, if you choose to do it anyway, it'll be easier for you to do that. It will be easier for you to behave like that the next time you find yourself in a similar situation. You know what I'm saying? Right? Next time you're supposed to do something you don't feel like it, it'll be easier to do it, to do the right thing. Now, let's say you don't do it. Let's say, man, I know I'm supposed to go to the gym, but you start saying that bitch shit. Man, one day won't hurt. Man, I went yesterday, so I could take the day off, right? All right. That you got to stop being easy on yourself. You got to be harder on yourself. Pause. Because that shit, one day won't hurt. I deserve a day off. Everything in moderation. Those are the battle cries of the undisciplined. Right? So let's just say you say, hey man, one day won't hurt. Yeah, and one day won't hurt. But the problem is now you're building a habit of being a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You're building a habit of being a bitch. And next time you're in a situation like that, it'll be easier for you to behave like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because now you've built the habit. Right? And God forbid you do something fun instead. Like, let's say you're supposed to go to the gym. You don't feel like doing it, so you don't go. That's bad enough. But if you do something fun instead, you know what? I'm just going to play these video games and goon. All right. Now what happens? You gave yourself a treat for doing the wrong thing. Here's why that's important. Why that's so sinister and nefarious is because think about the way we train animals, right? Domesticated animals. When they do something you want, when you want it to do something over again, you catch it doing something, you give it a treat. Now it knows to do that, and it'll start doing for treats. Then it'll get to the point it's just doing that shit because he built the habit. You training yourself that same way you train animals, right? You gave yourself the equivalent of a treat after a certain behavior. Like the behavior was you were supposed to go, you didn't go like a bitch, and you gave yourself a treat for being a bitch. Now you ingrain that into your central nervous system, your reward center. And now you actually made it worse. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys are getting that, And some of y'all been doing that bitch shit for so long that it's your default response. It's your default response to challenge is to be a bitch and then start gooning. Some of y'all on the goon squad, like you setting PRs. Some of y'all in one of them states where Pornhub was banned and you went and got a VPN. You moved. Some of you motherfuckers moved different states. So you got discipline on some things. That's not discipline. That's motivation. When you feel like doing something, that's motivation. So you got to build that muscle. So here's the thing. Every time you're in a situation where you're supposed to do something, you don't feel like it, you should rejoice. Because they're like, now I have opportunity to become stronger and build my discipline muscle. Because you only have the opportunity to build discipline when you're supposed to do something you don't feel like it. If you feel like doing it, it's not discipline. You don't need discipline to goon. You love it. You need discipline to do the things you don't feel like doing. But here's the thing. After repeated exposure to this stimuli and you keep doing what you're supposed to do, you behave a certain way, then it becomes what? A habit. And then once it becomes a habit, you don't need discipline. So we only need enough discipline to build a habit. So people talk to me and they say, oh man, you're so disciplined. You're so disciplined. I'm like, yeah, not so much anymore. Like I needed discipline initially to build the habit. But once it becomes a habit, this is just what I do. You know, people see me tracking my macros every day for like 15 years, weighing my food. I bring a scale to the restaurant. I'm over the top. You don't have to be as crazy as me unless you want similar results as me. Then you probably got to do what I do, right? But you're not going to. So shut the fuck up. Anyway, let's say I bring my scale to the restaurants. You know, I'm out here. I'm tracking every fucking gram, every ounce of shit I eat. And when people see me doing it, they're like, man, yo, you're so disciplined. So disciplined. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I forgot that this ain't normal. Like it's not discipline to me anymore. You just need enough discipline to build the habit. And then once you do it repeatedly, you don't even need discipline no more. You get what I'm saying? It's just what you do. Like you don't need discipline to brush your teeth anymore. But if you're anything like my son, I got to remind that motherfucker every time. You know, kids, you got to remind them to take baths and shit, you know. But most of you, y'all just take baths. It's just what you do. You couldn't imagine not taking a bath because you built the habit. Initially, it's a discipline. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. You've done this before, right? So just think about it like that. The way you build discipline is to get excited when you have opportunity to use it. Right? Damn, I'm supposed to go to sleep at fucking 10 today. You don't feel like doing it. You want to stay up. You want to do whatever. You want to play, or, you know what I'm saying, World of Minecraft or some shit, you know, Call of Warfare. And instead you say, okay, instead of being mad, I can't play Call of Warfare. You want to be like, you want to reframe it, and get excited about, oh, this is opportunity for me to become more disciplined by being disciplined. That makes sense, right? And to make no mistake, all power comes from discipline. Once you build it, like power comes from discipline. Anything you want to accomplish is on the other side of discipline, right? Because think about it. If you want to get rich, all you got to do is make more money than you spend and invest the difference. Over a long enough period of time, you will get rich. Super simple. You know what I'm saying? Make more money you spend, but now to make more money you spend, you need discipline to work harder and spend less. So now you got to be disciplined with your spending and your work ethic, right? And then you got to take that extra money and instead of blowing it on Gucci belts and prostitutes, right? You got to put that in the stock market or real estate or into your own business or into cryptocurrency. You know, and that's going to take discipline initially until it becomes a habit. If you want to lose fat, you got to burn more calories than you consume, right? Which means you got to be more active and you got to monitor your consumption. And you need discipline in order to do that until it becomes a habit. You get what I'm saying? You just need enough to get through that. And then it becomes something you do, right? The next habit you got to build to become, the next habit you need to build to become a strong man is time management, right? You know, Bruce Lee once said, if you love life, don't waste time, because time is what life is made of. You have to really learn how to maximize every hour of every day. And the only way you're going to do that, is to start planning every hour of every day in your calendar. You have to plan every hour of every day in your calendar. You guys out here freestyling your days, going with the flow. Man, fuck that shit, right? I promise you, if you do this for 90 days, plan every hour of every day in your calendar and fill it with things that will help you accomplish your goals. Really plan it and have some structure to your day. What's going to happen is you're going to weaponize time. You'll weaponize time, and in 90 days, you will be unrecognizable. Right? When people say shit to me like, man, I don't have time to work out. I'm like, motherfucker, you got time. It's an fucking hour a day. It's this 168 hours in a fucking week. You can't find 1 hour. I don't want to hear no excuses. Motherfucker, I work 80 hours a week. And I've been doing that for like don't know, 15 years. And I work out. I can find an hour to do it. You know, I'm busier than you, bro. You ain't working 12, 14 hours every day, man. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Shut your bitch ass up. You ain't taking 50 to 100 flights a year. You know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up, man. You know, the thing is, the difference between me and you is I plan every hour of every day in my calendar. And one of those hours is going to be working out. Right? Right? I promise you, you do that for 90 days, you will be unrecognizable. You will run circles around your competition. People will marvel at what you accomplish. It's the easiest way to change your life. It's the easiest way to change your life. And another thing will happen. You will actually accidentally get rid of almost all your bad habits, right? Because you're not going to put the bullshit in the calendar. You're not going to put getting high in the calendar. You're not going to put video games in the calendar. You're not going to put gooning in the calendar. Unless it's like a priority for you. You know what I'm saying? You can, but if it's something you're trying to refrain from, just don't put it in the calendar. I remember that's how I stopped drinking and smoking weed. It wasn't like a big declaration, like I'm gonna stop smoking weed. I gotta stop smoking weed. I gotta stop drinking. No. I just didn't have time anymore. You know what I'm saying? My day was jam-packed with shit that it was gonna move me towards my goals, and not even just financial goals, right? I'm talking about like I put time with my family in the calendar, time with my girlfriend in the calendar, time with my friends in the calendar. You know, like me and the homies, we going to a concert this weekend. It's in the calendar. You know what I'm saying? Last weekend, me and my girl went bowling with my boy and his girl and his wife. This shit was in the calendar. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that's important to me, my friends, my family, and my business is in the calendar. Right. And I fill it up. No, I don't leave white space, because white space is where the devil hides. That's where the devil will come and find you and introduce some bullshit into your life. But if your shit is filled with productivity or things that you enjoy, right? There's no time for bullshit. There's no time for vices. So you will accidentally get rid of all your vices without having to make a big declaration about it or be all ceremonial about it. I'm gonna quit drinking. It's like, nah, you just won't drink, bro. I'm gonna quit smoking weed. Nah, man, how about you just get busy? You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm addicted to video games. How do I stop? How about you just get busy, motherfucker, with some other shit? How do motherfuckers making YouTube videos about no fat and motherfuckers making YouTube videos about not gooning? How about you just get busy, man, doing some other shit? And then you won't have to fucking worry about that. Right? If a motherfucker has to make a declaration about not gooning and not drinking and all that other shit, unless you got like a severe addiction, right? Like a heroin, like a junkie, right? If you just normal levels of fucking addiction, right? Then all you got to do is crowd that shit out, man. I'm telling you, you will be unrecognizable in 90 days. It's the easiest way to change your life. I have videos on how to do it, you know? And the fifth thing you need to do to become a strong, powerful man is focus on never-ending skill acquisition. So skill acquisition is the fifth thing, right? Because you got to keep learning. You got to keep getting better, right? And that could be taking courses. That could be getting mentors. That could be reading books, right? But you need to be studying every day and improving, especially because the world is changing so fast. You know, like 3-4 years ago, we didn't have consumer grade AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, and all that shit, right? Motherfuckers have gotten rich off that, you know? But if you weren't studying it, if you weren't learning it, then you just using it for dumb shit. Like what's the weather today or whatever, right? But motherfuckers have built businesses off of it. I know people who got rich off AI because they learned about it early. You know, you got to always be learning, always be studying, right? Always. So what that looks like for me is when I'm working out, I'm always listening to an audiobook, right? I set aside some time in my calendar to read every day, you know, or I buy courses. Like I buy courses and go through them. You know what I'm saying? I'm in mentorship programs. I in masterminds. Like I spend close to like $100,000 a year on like educational shit. And every time I do that, I make more money. I'm not saying you got to go that hard, but you should at least spend some time each day on studying shit you're going to implement, right? I'm not telling you to listen to Joe Rogan and call it studying, right? And that's not a diss to Joe Rogan, you know what I'm saying? But I mean shit that you could actually implement immediately when you learn it in a way that it'll move you towards your goals, whatever they may be. You know what I'm saying? And this, you gotta have a dedicated time block. And the beauty of things, not only learning, but sometimes you need to practice shit. Sometimes you need to practice shit. So for example, they say that if you want to be world class or something, you got to put in about 10,000 hours, right? 10,000 hours. And then you'll be one of the best in the world. But you probably don't need to be one of the best in the world at whatever it is you're trying to do, right? Probably just need to be proficient. And in my experience, 1,000 hours makes you like really good, like better than almost anybody you'll meet, like really good at anything. So what I do is like when I'm working on something, I'll practice it I'll practice it and I'll track the hours. And I'll notice after 100 hours, okay, I don't suck. Maybe not good, but I don't suck. But at 1,000 hours, I'm pretty fucking good at that shit, right? And that's how I got decent, or that's how I got pretty good at a lot of things over the years. The 1,000-hour rule, right? 1,000 hours of guitar. I may not be John Mayer, but if I break out my guitar and start playing it, you'll be like, oh yeah, he's good. You know, 1,000 hour. When I was learning how to when I was learning how to edit videos, I put in more than 1,000 hours. I edited the first 1,000 videos on this channel. You know, before I hired people, got pretty decent at it. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good at it. Copywriting, advertising, you know, buying, like running ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, speaking from stage, sales. It all starts with 1,000 hours. And then what happens at 1,000 hours is you get so good at the thing that it becomes fun. Right? People say, man, how do you find your passion? How do I find my passion? It's like, no. You don't find your passion. You develop it. Anything you're good at, you start to like doing it. You get what I'm saying? Anything you get good at, you'll start to like doing it. So if you don't have a passion, that means you're probably not good at anything. And that might be a hard pill to swallow, but you need to find the thing that you want to get good at. And once you get good at it, you'll be passionate about it. I promise you, you'll have some passion towards it. Right. So not only does skill acquisition make you more money, make you a better person, but you start to enjoy life more when you are good at shit. When you are good at things, when you are a capable man, you will enjoy life more. And guess what? You'll be more useful. You'll be more useful to not only yourself, but the people around you. If you're good at something, now you can help your family with it, or you can teach it to people. Maybe people will pay you to learn it. You know, you can teach it to your kids. You'll be more useful because you are good at something. But the thing is, most people ain't that good at anything. You know, anything worthwhile, right? You might be good at motherfucking Dungeons and Dragons or magic cards or some shit, you know. But like, and you know, there might be a market for anything. There's a market for everything, right? But you got to think, what do you want to be good at, right? Because that's how you become high value. When they talk about being a high value man, it's not just how much money you got. It's like value, like how useful are you in not only the world, but also in the marketplace, right? You want to make more, become more useful. You know what I'm saying? Because people only pay, all businesses are problem solving, right? I needed a mic that would pick up my voice, but not pick up all the shit around me and solve that problem for me, right? I needed someone to edit my videos and film everything, and Nima solved that problem for me, right? I needed a watch to flex on all the haters, stunt on the hoes, and Richard Millet solved that problem for me, and they were compensated for it, right? Business is problem solving. So if you want to get good at something, make money, if you want to make money, get good at something. Maybe get good at a few things, right? The 1,000-hour rule is the way to track it. And here's the thing with the 1,000-hour rule. This is what's beautiful. A lot of times people will try something once or twice, or maybe even a few times for a month, and then say, man, I'm just not good at this, and then quit. But if you're tracking how many hours you spend learning this thing, then at least this is what happened to me. It's like I say, oh man, I only got 50 hours. I'm not even supposed to be good yet. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, considering how much effort I've put in so far. Right. And now we have a goal to hit to, man, just get to 1,000 hours. If we get to 1,000 hours, I know I'll be good. And that way I stop thinking about how good I am. I just think about getting 1,000 hours. And once I get 1,000 hours, I know I'll be good. It goes like that with everything, man. So skill acquisition would be the fifth thing, right? Because most men aren't really good at anything. And they wonder why they poor. Fucking ugly bitches. Because that's all that's left. That's all that's left, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to learn more about skill acquisition, I got a whole video about it on the skill acquisition matrix. Go check that out. All right. Yo, guys, we about to get up out of here, man. Yo, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want me to train you, help you get in great shape, right? I'm opening up some spots for one-on-one fitness training. All right. Hit the link for the application, fill it out, and I'll holler at you. All right. Peace.